Welcome back to the Young Legacy Builders Podcast. I am your host, John Caleb Ewing.
And I am John Caleb Ewing II.
That is my 9-year-old son. And we're going to share what our motto is today. Our motto is that it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So here at the Young Legacy Podcast, we're just here to build up your young men, and not only business wise, but emotional wise, social as well. And so that is our motto. That is by Frederick Douglass. All right. So today we're going to be discussing a book that my wife and I purchased. It's called The Five Love Languages of Children. You remember that book, son?
Yes, sir.
So that book here, it is to what it does. It has 5 different love languages. I'm going to read what those love languages are. The love language number 1 is physical touch. The second one is words of affirmation. The third one is quality time. The fourth one is gifts. The fifth one is acts of service. Now, the people who wrote this book is Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell, and they believe that it is important for us to know what that secret love language is of our children. Now, inside the book, it gives a test that my wife and my son did together so we could find out what his love language is. I'm going to bring in my wife. Her name is Dee Dee Ewing. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. So you
Hi,
and
John.
so you and John did this test here, and how did it go?
It went very good. I learned a lot about him. Some of the things I knew, but it felt good to do it with him because we were able to spend time together. And I was able to pour into his love bank of quality time. We found that our children need all of the qualities and building blocks of love for us to have a quality parent and child relationships. They may have a deeper need for one of the areas, like John. He's very similar to you. He needs a lot of quality time, and so
Yeah, we like that quality time, though.
yes.
Yes, we do. Have fun.
Yes. And so it's important to him and not just us that our presence, that we not only give him presence, but that our presence is felt. And so sometimes we may have to invest financially to have quality time.
Yes, Lord.
Like going to the movies. But more important is the time spent together. So maybe we can have a movie night at home.
Yeah.
And so we love to.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes. You like our movie times?
Yes, sir.
Who's better at picking movies in our family?
Daddy.
Best movie picker ever.
Yes, and so we also love to worship together, pray together. We love to study together, and we like going on school field trips, athletic events, and we love cooking together, playing board games together, and bike rides. Those are some of the fun things that we like to do to create lasting memories.
Yeah, I like this book. It's a lot of fun. One thing that I discovered in the book is that whatever love language that your child may have, say words of affirmation, it will give you like 20 points on something to do to ensure that you're filling his love bank. Now, it was something that my wife told me about in this book about filling a love bank. Tell us a little about that, babe.
So, John, when we go to the bank, we put in what?
Mhm.
Right, we put in money. Right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
right. And so the book says that we all have a love bank. And so with our love bank, we put in our love language. Like yours is what?
Mine is quality time and words of acclamation.
So your first one you would say is quality time. Your second one, words of affirmation.
Yes.
That's good. Those are 2 good ones. So some of the things in this book would it also speaks of, like, if you're a single mother raising a son, and you have no idea what their love language is. It can be if you were in a divorce, and the love languages can change. So they at one point may have wanted words of affirmation, and then it'll switch after that circumstance in your life where it may then switch to maybe gifts or physical touch. depending on where you guys at, and it can change as they get older. But the good thing about this book is that it gives you some pointers, things that you can do as a single mother or as a father to help your child out and figure out what their love language is. Now, I'm going to read a couple of the questions from the test. Now, the test is called the Love Language Mystery Game. You remember that, son?
Yes, sir.
The Love Language Mystery Game. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to give you about three. And what your son's going to do is choose between these two questions, which one he would rather have. And at the end of the test, it'll tell you what his dominant love language is. So the first one was, would you rather for me to give you a hug or to tell you that you are terrific? So they'll choose between those two. Or the second will be, I got a special gift, a special birthday gift for you, or I'll help you with your project. And, he probably want that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The third one would be, I'll just read the third one. Let's go to a movie or give me a high five. Which
Movies.
one? Of course, movies is what you would pick. So there are questions like that, and they're fun. And what it does is it actually helps you figure out what makes your son feel loved. And just like if you're married, husband and wife, my wife and I, we took a love language test because we were having trouble in our marriage, and we wanted to figure out where were we missing at. How was I not showing her love, and what love was to her and what love was to me, and it was totally different. We were giving each other the wrong thing, the wrong love. So mine is quality time, right, babe?
Yeah.
Mine was quality time. What was yours?
Words of affirmation and physical touch.
So-
Those are my primary.
Thank God for the physical touch.
Yes.
So again, this book here is called The 5 Love Languages of Children. And again, it's by Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell. I think it's a great book. Up course, we're not getting anything off this book. It's just a book that we purchased, and we try to find things to do with our son because we like to build him up, not
Yes.
only in playing sports, but also mentally. We're building a legacy with our son.
That's right.
And this is important that you build a legacy of integrity, a legacy of character building,
Yeah.
a legacy of emotional stability
Right.
in your child. And we try to cover every aspect in that. We'll have some other podcasts where we work on kidpreneurship because our son is a kidpreneur. He wrote his own book called You Can Do All Things, which is found on Amazon.com. So, we work in every aspect of your son. Again, our motto is, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men, and that's by Frederick Douglass. So those are some of the things that we wanted to discuss today. So, son, your love language is?
My love language is
Physical touch?
No.
No? What? Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation and
Let me read them to you. So, quality time, words of affirmation,
quality time and words of affirmation.
Okay.
Great job, buddy.
Okay.
Good job.
gifts,
Thank you.
and
You're
physical
welcome.
touch are the other ones. So those are yours right there. How you think we've been doing as parents?
Good.
You think you've been feeling love?
Yes, sir. I've been having a lot of fun playing with you and then mom
Yeah.
watching movies.
What about our Nerf gun fight?
Yes. Fun.
Yeah, Nerf gun fight is number one in this house.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
So again, this book here will help you guys out. I know a lot of times single mothers have issues with their sons, especially as they get older, you have more and more problems with them. But this right here will help you a lot. This book here is a good read, easy read, and something that you could do with your kids, not only your son, but your daughter. But of course, we are focusing on sons today.
Yes.
All right. That's all we have today. Again, if you'd like to continue hearing our podcast, make sure you subscribe. So you hit the subscribe button. It will be red. Make sure you hit it. It'll turn gray. And that way, every time we have a podcast, you'll continue to receive it. Now, we're going to end this segment with my son's favorite scripture, which is John 3:16.
For God so loved the world, he gave his one and only begotten Son, so whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
And we say peace.
Peace.
Side, west side, but we all around, north side, south side, worldwide, meet up. But we pray for your town. And everywhere that we go, you know we hold it down. Just a bunch of sinners out here trying to follow Christ. They let us see his fall, man. Hate to see his light. We ain't perfect either. We try to get it right. We ain't only readers. We got a little light.